Healthy, happy days. Happy holidays. You better edit that, Marcus. Happy holidays. No, you guys, thank you for joining me. What I'm going to show you today is something pretty darn nifty. And the reason it came about was because I had close friends and family come over for the holidays. And I remember one time I prepared the food and I did a vegan version of Thanksgiving and Christmas. And you know, I should have learned from Thanksgiving, but cooking the food just did something to everybody, including me. We felt sluggish and kind of poisoned, and in a way we were. So I was like, okay, I gotta come up with a raw version of turkey meat. Okay, so it's gonna take some creativity, some patience, and most importantly, some spices. And you guys, I'm gonna show you how you can make some pretty cool dark and white turkey meat. So remember, this is one of many of the series of holiday meals, and this one is going to be light and dark turkey meat. Vegan, of course, and an added benefit, raw. So that means it's not cooked, it doesn't have tryptophan, it doesn't make you tired, and when you finish eating it, you're just gonna feel so good. Not like falling asleep on the sofa watching a game. All right, so really excited to share this with you because this is a really cool trick. Let me introduce to you my white turkey meat. This is the coconut meat. I got it in a 1 pound bag for $8. Wonderful. So this is going to be the white meat, and our dark meat is going to be, of course, a mushroom. This is a portobello mushroom. The perfect thing about coconut meat is some pieces are thin, some pieces are thick, some pieces are real thin, which is great. That is how real texture of meat is. You know, it's never the same when we're dealing with nature. So what I do is I'm going to just slice it into bite size, you know, how pieces of turkey meat kind of are sliced off the bone. And then for the dark meat, I'm going to be slicing the portobello mushroom in strips like that also. Okay, set that aside. Now let's do the marinades. They're different. The marinade for the mushroom is olive oil, and some gluten-free, low-sodium tamari. Now, this is just going to be the marinade for the mushrooms. Now, you're going to have to do a little preparation ahead of time, which is the same with when you're dealing with a regular turkey meal, so that's okay. A little preparation is to be expected, especially when we're doing such an amazing raw version of this. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water to the marinade. So that's it. We got the olive oil, a little tamari, and water. And then I'm going to put my dark meat in there to just marinate. And if you're short on time, you know, you could leave them in here for about half an hour. If you're short on time, what you can also do is you can just press the mushrooms into the marinade like that. It's kind of like a sponge. So when it comes back up, it's got a lot of this stuff in there. I used to do that in a pinch in the restaurant when I did not have time. So let that soak for, marinate in there for like 20 minutes. And then we're going to put it in the dehydrator for a couple hours on 118, 120 so that it softens. So I'm going to set this aside. And let's work on our white meat. This is such a trick. This is like a gourmet feast. So what we're going to do is we're going to bread our dark and light meats. So when you bread something, you need a wash. So I'm gonna make something that will make the breadcrumbs adhere to my white tofu fake meat. And that is going to be a little bit of cashews, of course, and water in the blender. Nothing, no spices, just that. Just enough so that it adheres. Now I'm going to drench my coconut pieces in there. And while that's soaking, it doesn't need to soak, you just need to cover it. Now, when you do this, remember, you make sure you have your trusty kitchen towel nearby. You will need it when doing this. Okay, next thing. So what I did was, I have two different types of breading. If you guys know anything about me, you know I love to coddle food. I love food. I love doing, just going above and beyond. So you do not have to do this. You could just do buckwheats, but I like to go, again, a little above and beyond. Here I go. What I did was I soaked some almonds for about an hour, and then I put them in the dehydrator overnight. It's a habit for me. I know I blanched some because I want to make a cheese out of it, but then I ended up not wanting to make a cheese out of it. But they are so crunchy now. What a great breading. So to this, I'm going to take my dry blender canister, and see, all it is almonds that have been soaked and dehydrated. So I'm just gonna pulse it, not too much, kind of so it's like panko breading. This is how I like to do it. Perfect. And some pieces are a little big, that's okay. So there's the walnuts breading. And then I also have some buckwheat breading, and that is just it just adds such an amazing texture and flavor. What I did here was I just soaked some buckwheat kernels, so good for the hair, skin, and nails, by the way, and soaked it for like 2 hours, drained it, rinsed it, then laid it out in a single layer in the dehydrator, and I added some garlic pieces to it too. Oh God, that's just lovely for me. Dehydrated garlic, it doesn't get better than that. Sorry, Marcus. Okay, so here we go in the blender. These are the dried buckwheat kernels. And these are very light, so just a second. Okay, perfect. So I have those two right there. Now, this is the almond mixture, and this is the buckwheat mixture. Okay, so I do sometimes I mix it. I don't want to confuse you guys. Now you're thinking, boy, she's got two different types of crumbles there. Let me just offer you whatever type of crumble you like. I think I like both of them, but let me not confuse you anymore. Let's just start breading. And I take it like that and just press it down. And here's where your spoons come in handy. Oh, I totally forgot one more thing. The most important step of all that I cannot believe I forgot. Okay, so this one's gonna be a plain one. But guys, I forgot the most important step. When dealing with anything, when you're trying to replicate a popular dish, but make it raw or vegan, spices are so important. So here I have a bunch of sage I'm gonna use. And let's see, I've got some thyme, and another very important spice to this whole thing is poultry seasoning. So here I'm thinly slicing this. That's the sage. And I have some thyme here. I'm just gonna pull some pieces, nothing fancy. And these are going to go into the breading. Sorry guys, I forgot about that. And then the poultry seasoning. See, I use a lot. Trust me, it will taste amazing in there. So if you could smell this right now, all morning, I have had this in the dehydrator all morning, and Marcus has been saying all morning, oh my God, it smells like you have a turkey cooking. That's the beauty of these spices. When I was little, they took us to a hot dog factory in school. And if you could have seen what was going on in there, it was like, oh my God, I'm never eating hot dogs again. And then they showed us the final product, and I did take a bite. It was so delicious. That's the beauty of spices and herbs. They can make the most disgusting thing taste like gourmet. Let's see, oh, here. These are the top, that's the top. These are the, buckwheaties. Okay, so like that. Ugh, it looks like breaded chicken or turkey. But perhaps I think cordon bleu is something similar to this, or this is just going to be a very fancy turkey. Breading is hard. It's a complicated step. That's why it's not done on Thanksgiving, probably. Okay, so there's our white meat. Okay, let me just put that aside. See how easy? Now, we have our dark meat pieces, but I told you I want to dehydrate it a little bit. So let me go get the dehydrated part. I dehydrated this all night. A little long, but oh my God. It's got the texture of meat, the flavor of meat. How do I know? Yeah, I had meat before. And you can get creative and with this. Last night when I was making this, I went like that. I actually dunked one in the creamy one, which is fine too. There are no rules to food, just like there are no rules to fashion. So whatever floats your boat, whatever piques your curiosity. I'm just hurrying this up for you guys so you get the gist. Boop. Okay. Okay. And then I kind of sprinkle or drizzle a little bit of olive oil on there before I put it in the dehydrator. And just a little bit. A little dab goes a long way. Just so it doesn't dry out. Maybe a little bit of salt. And then I'm going to put it in the dehydrator overnight, 8, 9, 10 hours. That's another beauty of raw food. You don't burn your food. So while that's dehydrating, let's start our gravy. I have a gravy recipe. It is over here, but you can make this with me right now. I'm going to use the same blender I used for the cream earlier. And I'm going to add a cup of walnuts, a lot of nutritional yeast. That is the secret of this gravy. It's what gives this recipe like this really gravy flavor, okay? And I've got the marinade that the mushrooms were in, and I added some thinly sliced onions to that too. I'm gonna put that in the gravy after it's blended. But for now, I'm just gonna use the marinade to help liquefy the gravy, or the nuts. Do not use cashews for this recipe, as cashews don't really have a flavor. The walnuts and sunflower seeds, I like to mix them. I'm out of sunflower seeds, but those two really have more of a meaty flavor. That's why I love using them. And got the pepper going, a little bit of water, a little bit more of water. Oh my gosh, it tastes like gravy. It's missing one little thing. Now, this is purely optional. For me, someone who does not like my sweet and savory mix, this is so out of left field. But I'm telling you, a little bit of maple syrup, oh my God, it just, I don't know why it makes it taste so gravy with just a little maple syrup, but it does. And, okay. Okay, it's not that I forgot the maple, it's that I chose not to do it. I'm like, let's see how it is without it. Now that's gravy. Okay, now, no gravy would really be complete without mashed potatoes. So let me make some mashed potatoes really quick for you guys. Okay, now, this is cauliflower. And this wonderful man shared this wonderful tip with me that I am going to share with all of you today to get rid of that disgusting cauliflower odor, you know, when it's raw. All you have to do is put it in the dehydrator for about half an hour, you know, in little pieces like this, for 15 minutes, half an hour, and it gets rid of that foul odor. So your mashed potatoes will actually smell good. They won't smell like raw cauliflower. Yuck. Okay, so I have about a 3/4 cup of my cauliflower, and then I'm going to put about a cup of cashews. The exact recipe will be down below for the time being. I'm just going to hurry up and eye it. I like to add a little bit of some spices to here. I'm out of rosemary. How could I not have gotten rosemary? But let's see, and a little salt. And cauliflower intensifies garlic so much. And I love garlic. I love putting 18 cloves in my salad, but only maybe a 1/4 clove into the mashed potatoes because it's just so strong in here. Here we go. It's plating time. Okay. Let's start with the mashed potatoes. I'm not even gonna taste them. I know they're good. Okay. And then, yeah. I like to make a little butter for my mashed potatoes also. Just a little bit of olive oil and nutritional yeast and salt. And then whisk that up. I think I'm gonna need a little bit more olive oil, or maybe not. So I like to make a little canyon like that and just maybe drizzle some on like that. Okay. So we got the mashed potatoes, our butter. Now let's go get the white and dark turkey meat. Now this doesn't look that nice, like it's not very clean, but this is exactly what you would, how it would look like if you pulled it out of an oven. All nice with some, like the hard stuff and the goo, and it's just so delicious. Okay, so here, let's plate it. This is the white meat. Look at that breading. Oh, that was my favorite part of fried chicken when I was little and had to eat it at friends' house. I would just pick the breading off. It was so good. And to the gravy, I just am gonna add the onions. Like that. And pepper. And just put that wherever you want. Put another topping on the mashed potatoes. Between the butter and the gravy, I'd be very happy. Nice. And no holiday meal would be complete without cranberry sauce. And I will show you how I made this lovely, delicious raw version of it in the next video. Move over, gravy. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? And I thought it only fitting I picked the fall colors of flowers. I love fall colors. They're so pretty. And my garden is just blossoming with them. Oh. This is a meal fit for a king or a queen, or the lucky person that makes this. So, yeah, you guys, food should be healthy, you know. We get to the holidays, we get together. I just think it's such a nice thing rather than fall asleep in front of the TV, you know. Dealing with food hangover, to eat something that really helps you and does good for your body, makes you feel great, doesn't accelerate the aging process. It's just a win-win, saves a turkey. All right, well, from my kitchen to yours, I am wishing you all such a happy holidays. And I can't wait to show you how to make the cranberry juice. I hope you all are doing well and thriving in this time. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.